Hello. Hello. Can somebody confirm me if I'm audible? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, so we'll just wait for like another 5 minutes, or otherwise we will proceed with the session. Okay. Hello. So let's not wait. We'll start with the session. Okay. So I'll give you like a introduction. I'll give you an introduction of our trainer. Okay. So his name is Ameya Vidya. He's from Pune itself, and he is a like a corporate worker. At the same time, he's into the training. Okay, so he has a more than 5 years of experience and expertise in AWS. So I hope you will be enjoying the session with him, and I hope you guys are paying attention to him. Okay, so Amir, so you can proceed with that.
Hey, Shurya, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Quickly, just give me acknowledge whether I'm audible loud and clear, whether you are able to see my screen clearly. Just give me acknowledge. Just done. Yes. Okay, perfect. Anything, just give me acknowledge whether I'm audible loud and clear. Are you able to see my screen clearly? Thank you, Devesh. What about other folks? We have more than 30 plus members and I got only one message. I hope Aishwarya chat is enabled for everyone. Can you please confirm whether the chat is enabled for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just give me a thumbs up. Anything? Okay. Thanks, Priyanka. Okay. Awesome. So let's start. So let me start with my introductions, right? And then we'll start with the main agenda about the AWS demo, what exactly we are going to learn, etc., that we'll discuss. And please also, okay, please ready with your all the questions. So you can ask many questions, whatever you have in your mind related to the AWS, you can ask me. Okay, so let me start my introduction first. Okay, so as my name is Amir, as Ashura said, I'm from Pune, but I basically born and brought up in Nashik in Maharashtra. And currently I'm earning in Pune. From last 10 plus years, I'm in Pune residence now. I completed my BCA. I also completed my diploma in computer engineering as well. So I have completed many certifications. For an example, Cisco certification, Microsoft certifications, Red Hat certifications, ITIL. Okay, that then I also completed now fifth. Okay, I have completed 5 certification in AWS. And recently, 2 months back, also I have completed the 2 Azure certifications. That's the Microsoft Azure, the solution architect and the system administration. So that's completed. So currently I'm having more than 15 plus years of experience. So I'm basically the cybersecurity guy. So I'm more on the security. So my currently, right, I'm working with the college, and also my current job role is to provide the security to different cloud vendor. And when I say the different cloud vendor, it means whether it is the AWS, the Azure, that's from the Microsoft, for the Google, it's GCP, for the Oracle, it's an OCI, and for the in China, the very famous, that's the Alibaba. So my job role is to implement the security on a different product, whether it is for the your virtual machine, the networking, the containers, the vulnerability manager, the policy compliances, PCI compliances. So that's my daily jobs. So I started with my journey with Quick Heal. I worked there as in more than 4 plus years. I also play a different role in Quick Heal. So I play as a technical support engineer as I'm managing the team, and also I was the technical trainer for the entire Pan India for the Quick Heal enterprise products. Later on, uh, I don't have get much opportunity for the training. So that's the reason I decided to start the freelancing training on a different product. So now is from last 5 plus years, I'm giving a training for the AWS. So all certification in AWS, then the ITL and the cybersecurity as well. So I have many hobbies like in training, giving a training. So training for me is my passion. I'm following my passion. And someone say that if your passion become your professional, then it's beautiful combinations. So yes, I feel the same. So I'm enjoying my training as well. And now it's part my professional as well. So whenever I don't know, whenever I have a free time in my hand, whenever I'm not working or whenever I'm not doing any kind of the training, so you will find me somewhere in the nature here. So you can see I'm also the professional biker as well. Okay, I love go to the nature, enjoying the nature. So for me, going to the nature is nothing like in meditations. So whenever I'm frustrated or anything, I'll go there, I enjoy it, I do my meditations via biking, and then come back with again with the new power. So this is just a small introduction, folks, about me, right? Now, oh, sorry, my bad. I mistakenly stopped the screen share. Okay. So folks, mainly we are here for the AWS, that's the Amazon Web Services. So remember, folks, the AWS is not an any technology, right? It's the product, right? So when I say this is a, you can see, I can log into AWS, right? And you can see these are the different services. This is what? This is a product, right? This is not in technology. Technology what? It's in cloud. So AWS has a different cloud types, whether it is an infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, then software as a services. So why we are using the cloud, right? Or why we are using the AWS? Okay. So for that, I'm just asking you one simple question now. Okay. So let me play the slides. Just allow me a few seconds. Mistakenly, I close it. Just bear with me another 5 seconds. Okay. Now here you can see, okay, I hope you're able to see my screen. Now, folks, I'm asking you a very simple questions to everyone. Now, let's suppose this is nothing but an Ola and Uber car. And this is nothing but your personal car. So this is a Ola and this is a Uber. Now my question to you guys that what do you think, what benefits you will get if you are using the Ola and Uber instead of your personal car? I repeat my sentence that what do you think, okay, what benefits you will get if you are using the Ola and Uber instead of your personal car? Now let me start with the answer from mine first. So if you book the cab, right, then you will get in driver. It means we don't need to drive the car. That's the first benefit or the advantage we will get. So what do you think? What advantage you will get? Let's type your answer on the chat. Everyone. So the first benefit I explained to you that, okay, if you are using the Ola and Uber, then you don't need to drive the car. You will get the driver. So what else benefits you will get? Okay, if you compare your personal car and the Ola and Uber, then what benefit or the advantage you will get? I hope the chat is enabled for everyone. If the chat is not enabled, you can just press the thumb down sign. I'm not able to see. Okay, so I got the first message from the Ashwani. That's the car maintenance, correct one. So now the car maintenance, right? So there are two type of maintenance. One is your yearly maintenance, 10,000 kilometer maintenance. And the second one is your running maintenance. Okay. So let's suppose you are going to Ola and Uber and in between your car got punctured. So Uber or the Ola driver never asks another 50 bucks for you. Okay. Because the car got punctured and you're sitting in the car. No. So the maintenance responsibility, whether it is running maintenance or whether it is your yearly maintenance, it's a completely the Ola and Uber responsibility. Then correct, Ravi said that petrol and maintenance not required. Yeah, EMI as well. Correct. Service not required. Yes, correct. Just now I explained. What else, folks? I'm expecting some answer from your end. What do you think? What benefits you will get? It's the first one, we don't need to drive the car. Then second, we don't need to pay any maintenance costs. Third one is EMI. EMI, it means what? It's a more cheaper, Ravi said. Okay. Yes, Sheikh, you can, Imtiaz Ali, you can just type the message on the chat. What benefits you will get, folks? No parking problems, Krutik said. Exactly. Because the city like Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Kolkata, Gurgaon, Bangalore, we have a huge problem. That's the parking space. So obviously we don't need to purchase any parking space. So that's the Ola and Uber problem. What else, folks? Come on, folks. I'm waiting for your answer. Come on, folks. So I got a message from Devesh. Depending on how often you use the car, the price of the car compared to the Uber can be a factor. If you only go out long distance one time a week, then Uber is better compared to having car. Okay. So you mean to say that, okay, Sumar say that no capital expenditure. Correct. So the main benefit is that CapEx turn into the OpEx, right? So you don't need to invest any hardware for this. Correct, Ravi. We can book the size as required. So as per the Devesh, you can see that here it's a completely pay as you go service. Now, what exactly it means? Now, for an example, you install the application on your mobile, then there is no any extra cost, right? So when the cost is involved, right? So the cost is involved whenever you use the services. So if you go for the 10 kilometers, you just need to pay for the 10-kilometer price. If you go to the 5 kilometers, then you just need to pay 5-kilometer price. So the whatever the update you will get on your mobile phone for the applications, it's a completely free. There is a no charge for the application, but whenever you consume any services, you need to pay the charge. Absolutely correct. Then Ravi said that we can book the size as required. Exactly the correct answer. It means what? Whenever we want, we can upgrade the Ola and Uber, and whenever we want, we can degrade the Ola and Uber as well. It means what? Today you're traveling with the only single person, so you can book the small car, right? Because your requirement is only for the small cars only, right? So you can adjust one people and you can travel. It's a more cheaper. That's your requirement. But in case tomorrow, let's say you're traveling with your 4 or 5 friends, then that time the micro car may not be sufficient. So you can book the sedan car or SUV car as per your requirement. And now day after tomorrow, right? Again, you can book the small micro car as well. It means what? There is no any restrictions that you can use a specific model. So whenever you depend upon your requirement, you can upgrade it, and even though you can degrade it as well. So now why I'm asking this question in middle of AWS sessions? Because my motto is that to understand. So if you compare the Ola and Uber, okay, and the personal car, that's nothing but your AWS and your on-premises environment. So if you are using the Ola and Uber, you will understand the benefits of using the AWS or any cloud product. Now here you can understand in on-premises environment. When I say the on-premises environment, it means what? Your server, your rack, your stack, your then your networking equipments like in router, switches, physical cables, right? So here, this is a completely one-time investment, right? So if you want to set up the network, then what will happen is that you need to purchase the entire entire material, whether it is your server, rack, hard disk, processor, system, servers, everything you need to purchase in one go. But here in a AWS, it's a completely pay as you go services. It means what? Whatever you use, you just need to pay only for the cost, right? Then obviously here, you need to take care the entire maintenance cost. Okay, in case, let's say you want to upgrade your hardware, or let's say there is an issue with your cable, router, switches, or RAM. So that's the running maintenance. But here, we don't need to worry about any kind of the maintenance. Then the upgradation of this hardware, it is very difficult task. You need to take the approval from the management, the cost, budgeting part, and everything. It takes so much time to upgrade the hardware. But in this case, okay, hardly it take 1 minute to upgrade the hardware, and you can use pay as you go services, right? So the similar benefits you will get here. Okay, that's the reason I create the comparisons. Okay, so that you can understand what benefits we will get if you are using any cloud product. So this is not a benefit of the Amazon Web Services. This is a general benefit of any cloud product, whether it is the Amazon Web Services, whether it is Microsoft Azure, whether it is Google GCP, Oracle, OCI, anything. That's the general benefits. So I hope you clear now that why we are using this product. And as you know that the Corona situation is eye opener for each and every company. So that's the reason every company nowadays moving to the cloud, because as you know that here you don't need any office space, you don't need a staff to manage this, you don't need of any physical security. Why? Because everything is taken care by the AWS only. So let me tell you one use cases, right? So everyone, I hope everyone is aware about Flipkart Big Billion Day. Just give me a thumbs up if you're aware about it. So on the chat, you can just give me a thumbs up. The first Flipkart Big Billion Day, Kritik, yes. What about other folks? We have 30 plus members. I'm expecting a reply. So everyone aware about the first Flipkart Big Billion Day? Thanks, Priyanka. What about other folks? So I can see there are many people, Anjali, Ashish, Ashwani, Atul, Balasubramaniam, Ivan, Kirti, Kritik, Sarwar, Mohan. Come on, folks. Pankaj, Purnima, Rahul, Ravi. Are you there, guys? Sai Charan, Sakshi. I can see your name, but I can't see your thumbs up. Yes. So the what exactly it is? The Flipkart first Big Billion Day. So now everyone is aware about, because of the Apple iPhone is having a very cheap price, right? So I guess the cost is very low that time. Now what exactly the Big Billion Day? They offer you a huge discount. So let me tell you a story about the first Big Billion Day. So the first Big Billion Day was a super flop. I hope you are aware about that situation. Few years back, what will happen? They announced the Big Billion Day, and what will happen? So their entire setup, the Flipkart, the entire setup is on the completely on the on-premises. The server, right? The RAMs, hard disk, or the main rack, everything responds a very proper in the entire year. And what will happen? They announce the Big Billion Day. Now, generally, once in a week, we open e-commerce website 4 or 5 times. That's the general. I'm just giving you the average, right? So generally, we open e-commerce website 4 or 5 times, no matter whether we are going to purchase or not, but still at least we open to check the price. But in case of Big Billion Day, right, once they announce, again, no matter whether we are going to purchase or not, we at least open the website, right? It means what? The load, right? The load on that specific server is almost more than 300%. And here they made a mistake, Flipkart team. They stopped the guessing. It means what? They don't know how much hits they are getting to their Flipkart server. And now what happened? Their on-premises server is not that much capable to handle these requests. And the result is server crash. So within a 2 minutes, their entire server crash because of their on-premises server is not that much capable to handle the request. So now what exactly the solutions? So now someone say that, okay, let's purchase the same additional hardware. Okay, again, same hardware they purchase. But now think folks, if I purchase the same additional hardware, then what will happen? I cannot define my ROI. That's nothing but a return on investment. Now, why? I cannot prove it because why? Their entire year, the server working fine. I need these kind of the additional compute capacity only for a 2 or 3 days, or let's say for 5 or 10 days, because in an entire year, Flipkart also announced the Diwali Day, the Dashera, then the Christmas, Eid, right? Independence Day. So that time they also have a huge discount. So that time also they're expecting some high number of hits. So now here what happened is that if I purchase the same additional hardware, then the hardware it's sitting ideal for the 360 days. And that's the reason I cannot prove the ROI. So now what exactly the solution is? Now the solution is very simple. Now what we need to do is we just need to contact to the AWS team and we can purchase or I can say we can rent a server, okay, for the 2 day or 3 day. Now what will happen is that, okay, whenever there is a very huge load from the internet, then this Amazon manage the 70% of traffic and these server manage the 30% of traffic, right? And once the big billion day is over, what I can do, I can simply dissolve this entire setup from the AWS, and I just need to pay the cost for the 2 days only. That's it. It means what? Using this kind of the cloud product, I can save a lot of money. Okay, so that's the reason it's a very cost effective. So once I use it, I can terminate my entire network or the environment. And after 2 or 3 months, again, if I announce some new day, some new big billion day, I can again quickly set up the same environment in within a few minutes. And again, I can, create load balancer and I can manage the traffic to my on-premises environment and my AWS as well. So that's the reason the AWS or any cloud vendor is currently more popular or more famous. So if you have any background, whether you are the architecture, whether you are the database experts, networking, the container, data science, in any field, okay, so you need to work on at least one cloud product, whether it is AWS, Azure, or the GCP. You should aware about any one single product. Now the reason is that everyone is moving to the cloud, right? And now AWS has a lot of AI tools, machine learning tools, which help you to simplify your work so that you can concentrate on your task only, not on the administration tasks. So that's the main benefit of the AWS. So I hope you understand why we need these products or why we need the cloud. So before going to the demo, okay, I just want to make sure that why we need is. If the why is clear, then rest of the thing is sorted out. Clear, folks? Why we need the cloud product? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, no? Everyone, just give me a thumbs up. Only 2 folks. What about other folks? 3, 4. We have 30 plus members. Come on, folks. Hardly it will take 2 or 3 seconds to give me a thumbs up. 7 member, 10 member. What about other folks? Right. Okay, awesome. So now, folks, here, now what exactly the AWS offer? Okay, so first of all, I'll explain you the different type of certifications which AWS provide, and I'll then explain you what exactly the syllabus that we are going to cover. Just give me 1 second. Let me have some water. Okay, so now folks, here you can see AWS offer a total 4 type of certifications. One is a foundational, one is associate, third is a professional, and fourth is specialty. So AWS offer these 4 type of certification. So you can see here it's in beta. So currently you can see there are 2 products, okay, 2 certification. One is a beta and second one is machine learning. So currently it is in the beta. Okay, so after August, okay, they have launched a fully proper certification. As of now, it is in the testing phase. So now let's understand the total certifications. The first one is a cloud practitioner foundational. Now let's suppose if the AWS is alien for you, or let's suppose if the entire cloud is alien for you, or let's suppose you are the freshers. Okay, you are the salespersons where you just need to pitch or explain about the services or the feature. Then for you, you can start with this cloud practitioner certification. Okay, so that's the cloud practitioner foundational certifications, where the syllabus is more on what exactly the cloud, what is the benefit, feature, advantage of the cloud, and there are some services which cover in a cloud practitioner the main core services. When I say the core services, it means what? Your compute services, your database services, then storage services, networking services, and also some the serverless services, which is going to cover, and that is also a very basic, no much practical. And currently the AI practitioner foundational is going on. Okay, and currently it is in the beta, so they have not released a syllabus yet. It's in under testing phase. After August we will get a clear picture that what exactly they have the syllabus. So the first associate foundational certification is about the cloud practitioner. So then the very famous certification in currently industries is that's the AWS Solution Architect Associate. So these are one of the most important certification of the AWS. Now, what exactly the AWS Solution Architect Associate? So that's nothing but a design, manage, planning. So when I say design, it means what? You need to provide the solutions to your company, or let's say your the client. Okay, so they come up with the problem and you need to provide the proper planning that, okay, you need to use these compute services, these database services, these networking services. It means you need to suggest. So that's nothing but a design. Manage, it means what? The deployment, managing power, managing the entire environment, right? And also the cost, because the solution architect is nothing but a who prove the ROI or the resource utilizations to the company or your organizations. Planning, it means what? You have deploy some application on the AWS. So what about after 3 months? What will happen if your application grow? So whenever your application is grow, then obviously it required the higher permission, higher level of the storage, compute part. So you need to plan accordingly. So in the solution architect associate, okay, so it is cover a very deeply main core services in very deep. Okay, so when I say the core services, it means your identity and access management, from where you can create user groups, policies, roles, your storages. There are different type of storages which AWS provide. Then, uh, then, then networking services, right? Then database services. So there are different type of database which AWS provide. That's the relation database services, non-relation database services, and also there are also some serverless database services where you don't need to manage any hardware on this. You just need to use directly the databases services, so that you don't need to perform any management tasks. You can directly work on the database directly. So that's the reason, because it covers all the core services of the AWS. So that's the reason AWS Solution Architect Associate is more famous. Or I can say that this is the main backbone certification of the entire AWS. Once you understand the Solution Architect Associate effectively, for you, it is very easy for jump to the any certification, whether it is the machine learning, security, advanced networking, the DevOps, you can go with anywhere. So then AWS also offer the different the certification you associate, whether it is sysof administration, the developer associate, data engineer, and machine learning. So a few months back, AWS also launched the data engineer associate. So earlier there is a one specialty certificate which they retired, and now they have come up with the associate certification, that's the data engineer. Data engineer, it means what? Specifically for the database, data analytics, data engineer. Okay, so if you have this kind of the background, then once you understand the architecture level, it is easy for you to go to the data engineer associate. Then sysof administration. Sysof administrator is nothing but management, all the administration tasks. If you have any repeatable deployment, you want the same environment in again, the management, troubleshooting, administration part. So we'll get to understand all here in a sysof administration. Then you also have a developer associate. Now the developer associate, it means what? Now the syllabus is not talked about how you can write the code in a Python, Java. Now the syllabus is mainly how you can help the developer to upload their codes, to run their codes, to debug their codes as well. So developer associated means what? There are many tools, for example, serverless tools, API integrations, API calls, then your step functions, then the container part. So here it more focus on that area only. It will not guide you how you can write the code. It will guide you about how you can help the developer to upload the code or run the code or compile the codes. So this certification is talk about the tools completely. Then here the professional ones. So if you ask me that Amay, so in the entire IT field, which is the top 5 most difficult certification, then I can say that the solution architect professional or DevOps engineer is one of the top 5. So this certification is very, very difficult certifications. It is very difficult to crack these certifications as well. That's the reason AWS say that at least you have a 2 years experience to go with the certification parts. Now this solution architect professional is nothing but this is the next level of solution architect associate. So here you need to deal with a very complex scenario, a very complex network, a very complex databases as well. So that's the completely next level. Then here the DevOps engineer professional, it means what? That's the combination of sys administration and the developer associate. So it's a combination, and again in very high technical, you know to go with the developer DevOps engineer. Then in specialty, you have advanced networking specialty, machine learning specialty, and security specialty. Now, advanced networking, it means what? It's a completely your private cloud network, completely network, how you can manage the AWS network for you. I'm not talking about how exactly the AWS manage the network. So that's the AWS responsibility. But let's suppose if you are using these AWS product, then obviously in your AWS, you have a different networks. You have a production environment, you have a developer environment, you have a QA environment, and you also have the testing environment as well. So how you can create a networking among all the networks, how you can connect your AWS to the on-premises. So this is a purely on the advanced networking. So if you have a Cisco background or any network background, you can also go with this specialty certification as well. Then we have a machine learning specialty where you will understand the different tools like in Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock, right? So these are the tool which they covered in a machine learning specialty. Then security specialty, how you can manage the DDoS attack. That's the denial of service attack or distributed denial of service attack. How you can stop the ransomware, malware, right? So the certification is talk about only about the AWS certification, not for AWS security only, not for any other security. So security specialty, it means your AWS security specialty, not for your on-premise setup. But yes, to go with the certification, you at least have a background of how exactly malware works. You must understand what is a malware, what is a DOS attack, what is a DDoS attack, how you can preempt a ransomware attack, what is a phishing. These things you should know before you go with the security specialty. Now, you might have a question that, okay, Amay, you said that if the AWS is alien for you, then the cloud, you should start with the cloud practitioner. Yes, I'm correct. But we will start with the solution architect associate, right? So I'm teaching you the solution architect associate, including the cloud practitioner, right? So it means whatever the terms that we have in the cloud practitioner, for example, what exactly the cloud, what is the different type of clouds, why we are using cloud, why we are saying capex turn into opex, then some AWS core services. So everything that I'm going to cover in a solution architect associate as well. So if the AWS is alien for you, don't worry, we will start everything from the scratch. So I'm here to teach you about the AWS Solution Architect Associate. As I said that, it's a completely backbone. So you might have another question that, Amaya, can I jump to directly the Solution Architect Associate certification? So yes, you can directly jump to any certification. It's not compulsory that first you need to go with the cloud foundational certification. I'm talking about exam, then associate, then complete these, then go to the professional and then specialty. No, it's not like that. So let me tell you my example. So 5-6 years back, when I start working on the AWS, I got the opportunity to got the training. I got a training directly from the AWS because our company is compiled with the AWS. We are also providing security. So that's the reason I got a training from the AWS Solution Architect. So I completed the Solution Architect Associate certification first. As you know that my main bread and butter is security. So I thought that, okay, after spending 1 or 2 years, I thought that, okay, I should not go with the solution architect professional because my main job or core role is related to the security. So I skipped these professional certification. I directly jumped to the security specialty. I completed the security specialty. Then I completed the solution architect professional. I completed the DevOps engineer professional. And then recently I completed the developer associate as well. It means you can jump to the any certification anytime. So if you go to the for the exam, if you enroll for the exam, then the cloud practitioner, the standard cost, the cloud practitioner is $100 plus tax. It goes around $125. Then this associate, the cost is $150. For the professional, it costs you $300 plus tax, and for the specialty also, it's $300 plus tax. Okay, so these are the standard global certifications. Okay, you need to give the exam. Now here, the AWS give you one offer. For example, if you complete the cloud practitioner, right? So if you clear the exam, if you pass the exam, then the validity of the certification is for the 3 year. Okay, so your certification is valid for the 3 year. Now, why 3 year? Because as I said that this AWS is a product. It's not a technology. They also upgrade themselves. They also update themselves. So that's the reason this is a technology certifications. So the validity for this is 3 year. And here AWS also give you a 50% coupon code for the next exam. It means once you clear the cloud practitioner foundational, okay, so the certification validity is for the 3 year, and you will also get the 50% coupon code, and this validity of the coupon code is also for the 3 years. So within a 3 years, if you go for the solution architect, the actual cost is $150, but because you have a $50, 50% of coupon code, then you will get the exam in a $75 only. Again, you complete the solution architect associate. Okay, again, you will get the 3 year certification, and also you will get the 50% coupon code. So whenever you clear the exam, you will get a 50% coupon code, and that you can apply for the next certification. So the cost of the professional and specialty is $300, but you will get in a $150 only. Okay, and you need to use this coupon code, okay, for within a 3 years. So the validity for the certification and the coupon code is, remember, it's for the 3 years. Okay, so we are here to first guide you or the teach you about the solution architect associate level first. So you might have a question that, okay, Amir, what exactly we are going to cover in the solution architecture? Okay, so let me explain you what exactly I'm going to cover. Just give me 1 second. So till now, if you have any question, then please type on the chat. I'm happy to answer those questions. If you have any question, then please type on the chat. If you don't have a question, just type no on the chat, please. I request everyone that till now, if you have any questions, any doubt, then please feel free to type the question on the chat. If you don't have any questions, you can just type no on the chat. Okay. So now folks, what exactly the agenda here? Okay, let's understand the agenda. Let's keep these things. This is a different slide. Let's keep these one. So as I said that, okay. So Rupesh have a question that, hi Amir, I'm from the Oracle database. So how I can go with the AWS? Okay, let me answer this first. Okay, let me answer this, Rupesh. Sure, Mesh, I'll also answer these same. Let me answer the Rupesh question first. So now Rupesh, you can see here, as I said that if you are using the AWS, you don't need to manage any administration tasks. Now you're working on a Oracle DBA, right? So the first thing is that you need to manage your servers, right? Different servers, right? So based on the hits, you need to manage your servers. Okay, so first you need to manage the hardware. Then second, you also need to manage the operating system. Then you can deploy the applications, okay, your different applications. Then you also need to manage and plan about your updates, your application updates. Then you also need to manage our backup and DR. Okay. Okay. So you also need to manage your backup plan, DR plan. What will happen if your primary database is failed, right? And then you also need to, work on the configuration part, right? And again, the licensing part is a completely different. So now here you can see the Oracle here itself. So there is a service called a relation database services. Now relation database services, it means what? It's a relation database. So what happened here? These tasks is a completely managed by the AWS only, right? It means you don't need to manage your hardware. You don't need to manage your operating system. You don't need to manage your applications, update, DR. Everything is managed by the AWS only. And here at AWS, okay, you can directly choose Oracle and you can directly start working on it. You just need to configure the Oracle only. That's it. Or here you can see there are 6-7 type of engine, whether it is Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL, IBM DB2. So here, let me show you. So AWS, they don't have only these 7 engines, but here you can see AWS has these much database services where you can work on a different databases. So instead of managing your database on premises, you can directly manage those databases on the AWS itself. So backup and DR, your primary database failed, secondary database, third database, everything is taken care of by the AWS. You just need to work on the database part only. So whatever you can do it on the on premises, you can also do it for the same. But the benefit is that here you don't need to manage the hardware. You don't need to invest any time on the administration tasks. You can directly work on the DBA directly. So, but how exactly you can use this Oracle or the MySQL or MariaDB, right? For that, you need to understand some basic concept about the AWS. For an example, how you can manage user group policies, how you can manage the storage part, how you can manage the networking part, because you need to create your database in a different region, or I can say different network. You might have your primary databases or the production databases. You have a testing databases, or you have a developer databases. So you need to manage those things. So for that, you need to understand the basic concept about the AWS. So Rupesh, here I can give a link. Okay, so not only the Oracle, but AWS has these type of databases, whether it is relation database, key value, in-memory, documents, graph, wide column, time, ledger, all the database AWS has. And these DynamoDB, so here you don't need to even manage these tasks. For an example, you need to provide some compute capacity, engines, scaling, everything is managed by here in a Amazon DynamoDB. Okay, got it? Rupesh, I hope you got it. Okay, so folks, so what exactly we are going to cover in an architecture, right? So I'm going to cover all the primary things. That's the from the cloud, everything from the scratch. Then I'm going to cover these architecture fundamentals. What is the fundamentals of architectures? How we can create the IAM part, identity and access management, how we can create a networking, how we can work on the compute part, that's nothing but a virtual machines, how you can create the VPC, that's nothing but a networking part, how exactly we can create a networking part. Then the storage parts, right? So there are different type of storage which AWS has. The S3 storage, the elastic block storage, EFS storage. So that I'm going to cover everything here in deep. Then database services, like in relation database services, non-relation database services, that also I'm going to cover in a architecture level. And then how exactly you can monitor your resources. So everything, all your workload is on the AWS. It doesn't mean that everything or all the responsibility is taken care by the AWS. So there are some shared responsibility which I'm going to explain here, and how you can manage your database, or how you can monitor your database, how you can monitor your virtual machine. That also I'm going to talk in a monitoring and scaling. How you can do the automations. So as I just now I use one word, that's nothing but a repetition deployment. So how you can create automation, and using that how you can create the automations. Container part, ECS, ECR, Kubernetes, Elastic Kubernetes services. So that I'm also going to explain. Then how exactly the serverless technology work without any server, how you can execute the code. So that I'm also going to cover. Then edge services, how you can manage the DNS part. So there is a service called Route 53. So you might aware about the GoDaddy. So GoDaddy, it means what? From where you can purchase a domain. The same thing, you can also purchase a domain from the edge services. So how you can purchase the domain, how you can manage the domain, how you can manage the control panel. So that I'm also going to talk about here. Then the CloudFront distributions, what exactly it is, how we can create the backup and recovery, how we can create the DR, disaster recovery in AWS, because as I said that all the responsibility is not an AWS responsibility. There are some responsibility which customer has to take care. So how we can create backup and recovery, whether it is your virtual machine, whether it is your the database part. So everything I'm going to talk about in a backup and recovery. And then I'm also going to talk about how you can clear the exams. I'll also give some project work, right? 2 or 3 projects I'm giving you, and also giving you some more documents which help you to clear the exams. Okay, so this is the entire syllabus of the AWS solution architecture. So related to the opportunity. So as I said that the nowadays every company, whether it is small scale or whether it is high scale or enterprise company, they are completely moving on to the different cloud product. So nowadays you will have to learn at least one cloud product, whether it is AWS, the GCP, or the Oracle. Because till now whatever you understand is about the on-premises environment. So in on-premises environment, just now you have seen the benefits, advantages. It's a completely pay as you go. So once you clear the solution architect exams plus your DBA Oracle, that's completely cherry on the top, right? So you have your CV on a more weightage, because why? The mostly company are using the completely cloud product. So yes, there are many opportunity. So Mahesh, what you can do is you can just go to the LinkedIn, you can just go to the Naukri.com and you can search the solution architect plus database engineer. You will get the answer immediately. Okay, but why exactly we are using this cloud? So Ivan said that after 3 years, do you have to take the exam again? Yes, correct. There is a renew plan. You just need to renew your certifications. If you have a coupon code, you can, apply it. But it's not necessary every time that you will have to clear the, you must have the active certifications. So for example, few months back, the AWS security specialty is expired. Okay, for in my cases. So I'm going to renew it after 3 or 6 months whenever I have a time, because I'm doing my job, right? I know I already proved my specialty in the security. So nowadays I don't require, to come, have the active certifications. Okay, so if you have active certifications, obviously it add the weightage on your CV. Okay, and the company, right? So let's say if you're working for some company, or let's say for a client, so the client has mostly compliances, a set of rules that if they are using the AWS, then compliance say that the person can touch your network or the AWS environment only if they have a certified person. So for that compliances, you must have the active certifications. So that's the need, Ivan. So folks, please fill up the form for attendance. So I'm open for the questions now. Please do let me know if you have any questions. Actually, okay, I can speak more than 2, 3, 4 hours. So what is the duration of the course? So the duration of the course is, you can say, uh, 50 to 60 hours, depend upon your, I can say, the practical sessions. Okay, because how will we perform the practice after each module? Yes, I'm coming on topic. So what is my style? So first I'll explain you about what is the feature, benefit and advantage of that specific model. For example, virtual machine, EC2. So I'll explain what exactly the EC2, why we are using EC2, what is the benefit of EC2, what is the advantage of EC2. Then I'll show you the practical, right? I'll show you the demo, and I'm expecting you the same thing that you can perform on an AWS trial account. So once we start the session, I'll ask everyone to create an AWS free trial account, which is a 1 year validity, and we can perform many things. Remember, everything is not a free, but there are many things which is covered under the free. So we can practice on that trial version only. So whenever I show you the demo, immediately you need to perform the practical on the session itself. I hope, Mahesh, you got the answer. Other folks, I'm open for the questions. If you have any single person doubt, you can please type the questions on the chat. Or if you don't have any question, you can just type no so that I can understand whether the demo is fruitful or not. I'll wait another 1 minute. And if you don't have any questions, then we can wind up the sessions. So folks, if you have any questions, please type the message. If any questions, you can type it. If you don't have any question, then you can just type no on the chat. I'll wait another 40 seconds. So the cost that you will get from the different team, I'm here to answer all the technical sessions. So we already given the number on the chat. So you can please connect to those number and you will get the information about the cost. So yes, the timing and everything that will convey, you can call that number. We will get we will give you all the informations. So apart from the cost, timing, please do let me know if you have any technical questions about the AWS, about the certifications. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. Okay, I guess you don't have any questions. So thank you. Thank you, folks, for the joining the sessions for the demo. I hope you enjoyed the demo. So thank you so much for joining the sessions. Let's meet whenever we start live this program. Okay. So let me hand over this to who's available. Hello, Shurya. Are you there?
Okay, sir.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Let me hand
Thank you,
over to
sir.
the Aishwarya. Yes, Aishwarya. Go ahead. Thank you. Okay, then we are wind up the sessions. So thank you so much, folks, for joining the sessions. Let me turn on the live. Thank you for joining sessions. Bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your evening, folks. Bye bye.